and we're here for our weekly Mindful Moments meditation series facilitated by the Attorney Wellbeing Program at the New York State Bar Association. And today, Anne will be guiding us through a meditation on balancing the body. So, Anne, thank you so much for being here. I will pass it over to you.
Hi, everyone. Nice group here today. So welcome. Um, Even a couple of folks I might have not even seen before, which is super exciting. So if you're new, we even welcome you more. Um, so meditation can be done basically in three different ways. Um, One is seated, which is the way we usually do our meditations. Um, you can do meditation lying down. Um, and sometimes when that feels like the right thing to do, it's completely appropriate. Put yourself on a yoga mat, something that gives you support, and unless and just don't do it if you're really tired because you'll doze off. But the third way, which we've never done here, is well, actually, there's a fourth way. The third way is standing meditation, um, and those are the three static ways. There's also walking meditation and some other things we'll be talking about. So, what I'm going to invite you to do, and this is completely up to you and your space, um, but if you're comfortable standing, I'm going to invite you to stand because there is something we can learn from standing that we do not get from sitting. If you're wearing shoes, uh, if it's possible for you to take off your shoes, that would be awesome. You can leave your socks or whatever you have on your feet. Um, Again, you don't have to. If you want to stay seated, you can do this practice while you're seated because the prompts I'll be giving you can be done in a seat. It just is, it's a completely different learning experience if you're standing. And of course, not everybody is capable of doing that. So I don't have any expectations. So let's start by softening the body like we usually do. Um, you might want to lift your shoulders up and drop them down. You might feel some tingling from that, which is great. Um, I would say to start, keep your eyes um, open. If at some point you're comfortable, I'll give you that prompt to close them. Um, and if it's more comfortable for you to have something to hold on to when I prompt closing your eyes, feel free to do that with a desk or a chair or anything that's nearby. You're certainly welcome to do that. So, and then relax, um, relax the jaw, feel things softening. And then if you're comfortable closing your eyes, you can do that. If you close your eyes, your balance will feel very different. So if you don't want to close your eyes, that's fine. Just lower your gaze. And to start, feel whatever parts of your feet are touching the ground. Can you feel your heel, the ball of your foot, the edges of your feet, your toes? And try to feel if the weight is equally distributed on both feet. Maybe check in and see if the other things you've softened are still soft. Are your shoulders still dropped? Your jaw still soft? Now, ever so gently shift your weight just slightly toward your toes. You might feel less pressure on the heel, a little more pressure on your toes. Just explore that. What does it feel like? Then shift the weight just gently to the outsides of your feet. Less pressure on the inside, a little more on the outside. Just see what that feels like. You can relax that and now very gently shift the weight just a little bit toward your heels. Less pressure on your toes. Maybe even gently try to lift your toes. Now feel what the muscles in your legs feel like when you make that shift. They might be working a little harder to keep you in balance. And then bring the weight back completely centered. Check in with the legs again. How do they feel now compared to a minute ago? Ever so gently shift the weight slightly toward the right sides of your feet. So the arch on one side and the outer side of the foot on the other foot. And what's happening with the legs now? More tension and pressure on one leg than the other? Shift back to balance. Again, feel what's touching the earth. And ever so gently shift the weight toward the left side. Arch on one side, outer side of the foot on the other. And what does that feel like in terms of pressure on your feet? Maybe eased up in certain spots, more pressure in others. Shift your way back to center. Leaving your weight centered on most of the foot. Ball of the foot, the heels, the outsides solidly on the ground. See if you can lift your toes even a millimeter above what you're standing on. Again, what does that feel like? Bring those toes down. Shifting your weight ever so gently to your right leg. Lift up the heel of the left leg. Just the heel and as far as you want to go. Check in what's happening to your feet, to your legs, to your sense of balance. Bring that heel down. Feel centered again. Shift the weight a little bit to the left leg and lift the right heel. Do you feel off center? Gently bring that heel down. Your feet solidly on the ground. Weight distributed. And offer some gratefulness to your feet for today's practice. You can move yourself back to your seated position if you've been standing.